Het ministerie van Natuurlijke Hulpbronnen en World Wildlife Fund Guyana's WWF hielden op 8 en 9 juni 2017 een regionale tweedaagse workshop in Hotel Torarica. Het thema was kwikvrije goudwinning in de Guyana's. Actie nu vereist. U hoort Gina Griffith van het Nationaal Instituut voor Milieu en Ontwikkeling in Suriname, NIMOS.
We did a study because we are a technical institute and our goal is to make sure that the government has the information that it needs to take well-informed decisions. So we did a study on all the treaties, environmentally related treaties that Suriname has ratified and is a party to. And we discovered that Suriname has ratified and is a party to around about 30 treaties that have some type of environmental aspect in it. And it can range from like the really the multilateral environmental agreements, the real agreements on environment and environmental protection. And it can also be, for example, chemical weapons, biological weapons, because that obviously also has implications for environment. And we did an overview of all the obligations for each treaty. And while we were busy with this publication, getting all the information, we also gathered information on the implementation. That part is not in the publication because we want to do that in a different publication because it's a research on itself. And what we found out is that the status of implementation of the treaties is, I would say, less than favorable, to put it politely. And what you see happening is that there is no univocal national procedure to treaty ratification, which means that depending on the institute, depending on the government institute or the department that is busy or wants to ratify a treaty, they will have their own approach. There's not really one approach for the whole government. And what we saw is that legal, institutional, and technical consequences are usually considered after ratification. So there's no what we would call an ex ante assessment. So there's no assessment upfront. The assessment is after we've signed the treaties or ratified the treaties. There are some exceptions. There are some exceptions, but usually this is the case.
Now, the evolution from that time to now is that there have been several projects that have been implemented and several levels of awareness that have been outlined and also completed. As one of the first things in which we recall during the discussion that led to the presentation is that in 2015, the United Nations, UNDP, and the Ministry of Natural Resources pioneered one simple project to farm and collect the baseline assessment of mercury in Guyana, which is something in which the colleague before me was speaking about. Guyana is at least one step ahead in one area, as I can identify so far. They also went on to create a communication strategy and also a Minamata working group. One good thing to note about the working group is that it not only included government agencies, but also mining agencies. So our organization, as well as the GGDMA, were invited to be a part, as well as the WWF, EPA, and Ministry of Natural Resources. So it formed more of a collective overview of what is needed and what the reality was, to ensure that each agency had a voice in the decision making and each person's concerns could be addressed. We have also been moving forward on the existing regulations as well as the creation of new measures. One such thing is the use of mercury codes of practice and mine effluents. The Minamata Focus Group projects have even moved into projects being done by other agencies such as Conservation International's El Dorado project and other agencies who will soon roll out similar projects. One good thing to note with all of the projects that are being rolled out at this time there is also national coordination to ensure that no two projects are focusing on the same areas. But some of the things in which we believe is needed still is one, awareness.